How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a good time and enjoying the summer. I want to bring something to you guys today. Today, I want to kind of reflect back from one of the episodes we had regarding warning letters and 483s. Linda, how are you? Are you with us today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Always ready to chat, whether it's about compliance or a good travel story. How's your day going so far?
You heard her. Linda, thank you. My day's going good. So Linda is my AI co-host. She is ran through ChatGPT, and today Linda and I are going to go over some warning letters that have been popping up in the last week. Uh, Guys, if you're not looking at this, if you're in the food industry, if you are in the pharma industry, if you're in the medical device industry, any type of regulated industry where the United States Food and Drug Administration has the right to go and check and inspect and look at your processes, you need to pay attention to this website. It's a good place. It's not to shame those who have done something wrong, but at least to learn from the mistakes that others are making. And hopefully, those that are making those mistakes are able to correct them in due time so that their businesses are not affected because of those mistakes. Linda, that's what we're doing today. I hope you're locked in, seatbelt on, because warning letters could be dry, but I think you and I can make this a little exciting.
Absolutely. I'm buckled in and ready. Warning letters might be serious, but they're full of lessons, right? We can highlight those key trends, maybe a couple of eyebrow raisers, and keep it engaging. Let's dive into what's popped up recently and see what we can uncover.
Yeah, so let's just share with the audience regarding the warning letter page. Now, if you have not ever been to the warning letter page, audience, please go ahead and take that chance and go into the warning letter, fda.gov. And when you go into fda.gov, you can search inspections, compliance, or basically just a typical Google search can support you on that to the warning letters. And it takes you to this site you see here. Now, what's great about this site is you are able to now see all those letters, all those who was the issuing office, and again the company's name, the focus, and I went to the website. This is public. This is nothing that you subscribe for. This is public, and everyone that's in the industry and outside the industry can go and access this all they want, any day, any time of the day when it's working. So I just kind of today just wanted to take a trip into the warning letter world and just see what's going on out there. And, the first company I see is an Italian bakery. I love Italian food. I don't know about y'all. So it's kind of sad to see, okay, we got an Italian bakery that has a pretty extensive warning letter. Now, this falls under the food and beverage world. Guys, I'm in the pharma world, but it's still the Food and Drug Administration. So when you look at good manufacturing practices, when you look at having things controlled and regulated, just because you're in the food and beverage industry does not give you the get out of jail free card. No one's going to jail here, but it's just basically just going down and let's look at this letter. Let's kind of dissect it a little bit. Italian bakery. So they have what looks like ready to eat. So RTE, ready to eat bakery products. And it seemed as their packaging, their labeling, there's a few things I got hit within those bakery baking products that they're selling ready to eat. Sound pretty good to me, but unfortunately, they were not able to prove to the FDA that they're not contaminated. So there were findings in that they were prepared, packed, or held under insanitary conditions, whereby they may have become contaminated with filth, whereby they may have been rendered injurious to health. So that means this is a product quality. This is also your customer safety. So again, they want you to pull those out. And this hurts the organization. I don't want to put them on the spot, but what I want to do is educate all of you who are watching this that you need to ensure you have proper packaging processes in place and ensure that you're doing a good quality control around your packaging process. So I want to take this time, comment below if you ever want me to look for some type of warning letter, observation that's out there. Again, you can do this yourself. This is free for everyone. It's out there for the world to see and to educate themselves. This is not to point fingers. I would hopefully this is more to we find what's wrong, we fix what's wrong, we learn from what's wrong, and we'll continue on. Other things, they look you did not prepare or have prepared an implementation food and safety plan. So if anyone's trying to get into the food and beverage industry, hey, this is something to look into. You need a food and safety plan. You need to require that you're following that 21 Code of Federal Regulations. So if you don't know what CFR stands for, that is your 21 CFR Code of Regulation, predicate rule 117.126. I am not a genius, so I cannot tell you what the definition for that is. But again, you can see it here that the FDA is citing 117 subpart C, where food safety plan is missing. So again, food and beverage department, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the business, make sure you have a good food and safety plan. So let's kind of continue on in these letters. It gives you a little bit more idea of what's happening. So your facility manufactures a variety of ready-to-eat bakery products. And of course, this is making me hungry. Hoagie rolls with sesame. But unfortunately, you did not have a food safety plan with the required elements for any of the products manufactured by your facility. In the pharmaceutical world, in the pharma, it's missing a quality manual. It's missing your quality management system. It's missing processes and procedures. I'm sorry. I'm not a genius, but a safety plan sounds like something very basic. And if you fail to have one, then unfortunately, I hope you could be able to build one, put one together, and get your stuff back into order so you could be able to produce those ready to bake products. As those hoagie rolls are sounding very good, but unfortunately, I will not be buying it from this customer at the present moment or this company, as they probably cannot sell their product. So let's see and scroll down what's happened. You do not have appropriate controls in place to prevent allergen. Very important these days with the allergies, and everyone has allergies. So that is something that is very customer safety. Employees failed to change gloves, wash, or sanitize their hands. People, this is a thing. If you don't believe it, it's here in the words. You need to be a more health conscious. You need to change your gloves out, especially if you're in a sanitization zone. You need to make sure you have those proper uh, tools and as well proper gear to be able to work with very delicate sanitized areas. What else do we have here? So if we keep on scrolling down this wonderful long letter. I'm sorry, guys. I know this hurts, and I know your team is probably really stressed out because of this. And I hope you'll get over this pain. But again, looks like some employees need some training. It looks like personal beverages. These are very small things that can be fixed immediately. So I hope you get your chance to do that. You have some violations on misbranding, guys. That's something that you need to talk to your marketing team. I know you're probably got into the rocking and rolling of trying to market some products and just kind of failed to follow some of these predicate rules that are out there. So I wish you all the luck to Aversa's Italian Bakery. All right, Linda, that was a handful. I'm not sure if you got all that, but what do you think?
Oh, I caught it all. Honestly, it's a reminder that whether it's pharma or bakery roles, those fundamentals like safety plans and hygiene are universal. I think we've got some great takeaways. And hey, maybe next time we'll find a success story so we can end on a more appetizing note.
Oh, there's a lot of success stories out there. There's not always um, it's not always a success. It's just there are a uptick of inspections and and audits that are happening. So, companies need to just kind of make sure they're following the regulations that are out there and the guidances and the guidelines that are out there. And innovation is helping us get there a little quicker. So I'm going to go down the list and I'm going to open up another one. This one is more specific into uh, current good manufacturing practices, finished pharmaceutical products. So this is the issuing office basically the issuing office is called the Center of Drug Evaluation and Research. So this is one that was posted not too long ago on the 2nd of June, and therefore they were hit with a couple of other things. And let's just go together through this.
I'm ready to go through it with you. Let's see what stood out in that letter and break it down. We'll keep it practical. Whether it's a bakery or a pharmaceutical plant, the key is learning how to stay on top of those good practices. Let's dive in.
All right. So yeah, so this is the warning letter for Medline Inc. Medline Inc. is a drug product manufacturer. They were sent a warning letter. They were inspected back in October 6th to the 14th of 2025. So as you could see, this takes some time for it to be posted. They probably received it way earlier, but they had a 483. So that means something was already found. And here they're writing about the 211, 210, 211 is your manufacturing, so pharmaceutical manufacturing regulations. And it seems as they had an issue within their .192. So your firm manufactures uh, basically specifically labeled your manufacturing process includes and sealed into respective finished products. So you have finished drug product packaging, and between some dates, there was a couple of years. There were some isolated objectionable microorganisms from finished drug product samples on approximately 9 occasions. So it seemed as 5 samples taken from your manufacturing environment, and they failed to adequately investigate and implement corrective actions and preventive actions to those findings.
You summed it up well. In short, they had recurring microbial contamination findings, but didn't nail down robust corrective actions. For Medline, the lesson is that finding the issue is only half the battle. Closing the loop with strong preventive actions is key. And hey, as always, these letters are tough, but can be a turning point if tackled right.
That's true. I think so. And then these turning points here is your response is inadequate because you have not explained why your previous CAPA attempts were not successful. Additionally, your investigations failed to adequately identify the root causes of contamination in your drug products. So I'm not going to go too much in depth in this, but it is a corrective action, preventive action type of issue here. You found some problems. You did not go in and did an assessment of that issue. You did not specify how you're going to adequately correct those issues and prevent them in the near future. Now, I myself am familiar with CAPAs and deviations within the technology aspect. Here, I'm not really looking at that too much here. It seems it's more on the sample management. This is why it falls under 211. But if you are in the technology area, again, or any other area, if you find an issue that can affect patient safety, product quality, and data integrity, is always important to run a CAPA management process within it. You want to try to correct the actions, you want to prevent them from happening again, and you want to have a proper assessment and show that you were able to fix it adequately.
Exactly. And whether it's tech or pharma, the heart of it is the same. You need a clear root cause analysis, solid corrective steps, and a plan to keep it from cropping up again. It's all about showing you've truly got it under control.
Yeah, so let's see what the next one is here. Again, back to 211. It looked like their firm failed to separate or define areas or such other control systems necessary to prevent contamination or mix-up. Failed to perform operations within specifically defined areas of adequate size, and failed to establish and follow adequate written procedures. So basically, how do you take that, Linda? I take it as just they did not have proper specifications in place to run testing. They did not have segregation on certain um, control areas. For example, I'm an SAP guy, so you have quarantine, you have non-quarantine. So you have batches that are in quarantine, you have batches that are ready for inspection. So you have sections where these batches can lay. Here, it just seemed as they failed to have separate or defined areas or other control systems necessary to prevent contamination or mix up. So they might have been in some type of laboratory or area. Again, I did not read this in depth, but somewhere along the line, they didn't have a proper control in place. So they had a risk of contamination.
You've got it. It boils down to lacking clear boundaries or procedures, basically, no strong quarantine equivalent. Without those defined areas or written steps, things can get sloppy. And when it's drug manufacturing, that's a major risk. Clear separation is key to preventing cross contamination.
Yeah, so in conclusion, guys, here it is. The violations cited in this letter are not intended to be all-inclusive list of violations that exist at your facility. You are responsible for investigating and determining the causes of any violations and for preventing their reoccurrence or the uh, occurrence of the other violations. So preventive actions, corrective actions. Medline Inc., I also wish you all the best. Linda, let's just wish Medline and let's wish Aversa Italian Bakery all the best.
Absolutely. Here's to both of them turning these challenges into success stories. Every organization has hurdles, but with the right mindset, they'll get back on track. We're rooting for them.
Yeah, there's one here that actually caught my eye. Another one that was submitted back here in June. Refusal to provide access to and copying of records. Let's check this out, Linda. This is one, looks like it's in Brazil. Now, issuing office was the US. So if you're watching this far, thank you very much. Like, subscribe. This is CSV Cafe and my co-host Linda. All we do is we talk about computer system validation, the GXP world, and everything around it. We love to talk about how to implement risk assessments if you want to hear those things, how AI is changing our industry if you want to hear those things. Today, we chose to just look at some warning letters that are out there and kind of see what's happening in the inspection world and how you, the watcher, how you can go back and learn something and make sure that your areas don't have these deficiencies so you are not falling into the same warning letter process because no one wants to be uh, in this process step, huh, Linda?
Absolutely not. Prevention is always better than dealing with a warning letter. So let's unpack this Brazil case and see what we can take away. Because access to records is pretty foundational. Let's dive in.
Yeah, this is a small one. So it's one of the smaller letters, and I'm just going to kind of quickly. So they had a previous correspondent that was sent to the FDA indicated manufacture and importation of multiple drug products. Additionally, this organization's drug product is available for purchase via online marketplaces. So, about almost a year ago, the FDA sent an electronic request for records and other information pursuant to this section of course, they throw in the Cosmetic Act, they throw in the federal food drug sections, and they wanted to have some information. It is prohibited under Section 301E. So again, now they're coming into the FD&C Act to refuse to permit access to or copying of any record as required by Section 704 in all plain English because the US government loves to throw in all of these wonderful numbers that we have to go in and you have to read up on. And I know this from my military days. We've always had these regulation numbers. But in conclusion, to make this easy for all of you to understand, if you are selling, distributing, providing any type of regulated product that affects patients, safety, people, there it is governed by the FDA, and they call you and say, "Yo, I need that document," then you are obliged by law to provide them that document. If not, they can shut you down and your market to the US is now stopped for that one product. And this can be a domino effect to all of your other products. This is not I'm going to scare you. This is not my rule. I am just a messenger together with Linda. So don't unplug her and don't cut me off. But you need to make sure that you provide evidence, documentation, access, those things that are needed, legally binding together to the FDA when they ask. And I would say, with all of my experience, if you are shipping to the EU and then you're in the US, that's vice versa. And Brazil, I know in Anvisa, you guys have similar regulations, very strong regulations. So this is not new to your ballpark. It goes out else as where else if it's in the other shoe fits, if someone wants to distribute product or something into Brazil, they also need to follow those regulations.
That sums it up perfectly. It's all about transparency and compliance. Whether you're in Brazil or anywhere, if you're in the regulated space, being ready to share those records is part of the game. The smoother your documentation process, the less likely you'll face a refusal scenario. And no worries, I'm not going anywhere. Just here to help keep everyone on track.
Thank you, Linda. I think today we're just going to wrap it up. This was a short session on warning letters. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, the point of this, if you watched this far, is there is a website, an FDA.gov, where you can find these inspections. It's open to the public. It's open to anyone in the industry, outside the industry. We only looked at a couple that were on the list. This was 3 of them from the top 5 that I currently just refreshed. We had one regarding human foods programs, so ready to eat issues. We had Medline, where their finished pharmaceuticals was they had alterated type of findings, and then we had Aeroflex Industria de Aerosol. So it's also refusal to provide access and copying of records. 3 different observation issues, 3 warning letters, 3 letters that were sent from the FDA, and this was only a top 5. As you guys seen, as I've been sharing my screen here, there is many of them. There's 3,514 entries. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all a wonderful day. See you the next time on the next CSV Cafe episode. This was just going a little bit into warning letters. Linda, close it out for us.
Thanks for sticking with us, everyone. Keep learning, stay compliant, and we'll catch you next time. Until then, take care.
Goodbye.
And coffee meet. You hung out with Justo and Linda, where we mentioned the importance of your area. If you don't follow the rules, then the regulators will come and make you look like a fool. Warning letters and 483s and fun, because they cause stress and may get you hung.